Yes, good evening, Senator. Yes, I'm Pastor Dixon, one of the founders of the coalition, People United to Take Back Our Community. And I work consistently on the ground with victims of violent crime and their survivors. I got a specific question, though. Gun companies and dealers in America who supply guns to those who should not have them are immune from negligent liability because of the Protection of Lawful Commerce and Arms Act, a bill that you have consistently supported in the past.
I wouldn't say consistently. I voted for it for a reason. It wasn't consistent, yes.
This law doesn't protect gun owners. It protects gun manufacturers, distributors, dealers, and importers, and was the #1 legislative priority of the NRA for years because it shields gun makers and distributors from most liability when their firearms are used criminally. Your two opponents support repeal of the Protection of Lawful Commerce and Arms Act. Governor O'Malley has even pledged to also argue the constitutional rights of victims to seek civil justice in court. Will you pledge to work to repeal the Protection of Lawful Commerce and Arms Act and stop protecting bad apple gun dealers from prosecution? And secondly, challenge the constitutionality of that same act?
All right, let me talk a little bit about guns, which is an enormously important issue. For a start, I've got a D- lifetime voting record from the NRA. Second of all, Pastor, I want you to know this. I ran for the Congress. We have one congressman in the state of Vermont, a small state. Ran for Congress in 1988. 3 people ran, Democrat, Republican, and Independent. And what the NRA and the gun lobby said, vote for either one of the other guys. Don't vote for Bernie Sanders because he supports a ban on assault weapons. He doesn't believe that weapons meant to kill people should be sold out on the streets. I lost that election by 3 percentage points, maybe because of that reason. And I want you to know that since I've been in Congress, I have voted for an instant background check, and I want to see that instant background check strengthened and better enforced. I want to do away with the gun show lobby. I want to deal with the so-called straw man situation, where people are legally buying guns and then selling them to criminals. And I want a revolution in the way we deal with mental health in this country so that when people are in mental health crisis, they get the care they need when they need it. In terms of your point, big piece of legislation. One of the parts of it which I did not agree with, you own a gun shop. You sell me a gun legally. Okay? I do something crazy with that gun, I go out and kill somebody. Should you be held responsible? I don't think so. On the other hand, if you know as a gun manufacturer, or even as a gun store owner, that you really know, and there's evidence, for example, a gun manufacturer is selling a lot of guns into an area that doesn't really buy that many guns. There's an understanding those guns are going someplace else. Should you be held liable? Absolutely you should. So I think this is a piece of legislation that should absolutely be re-looked at. Our job, and let me conclude by saying this. Okay, I come from a state which is a very rural state. It's a state that has virtually no gun control at all. I believe that I am in an excellent position to bring people together all over this country on common sense, including what you said, common sense gun legislation. Let me repeat something else. We can yell at each other all we want. There are people in this country who want to ban every gun that's out there. You know that? That's what they want. There are other people who think they should have rocket launchers in their backyard as a constitutional right. Well, I don't know that we can ever get those people to agree. But I do believe that there are 60-70% of the American people who will agree with what I have proposed, and I pledge to you I will do everything I can to put that consensus together.